Yo, what's up guys, it's Skills, and today's video got you back with another Grand Cross video. Now today's video is going to be which units you should limit break to level 80. Now I did this before with level 75 and I think level 70 if I remember correctly, but we're going to do this with level 80 now. So in the game we are finally getting level 80. If we actually look at the maintenance notes beforehand, the chapter 9 will be coming out as well, so more gems. That's great for us. Limit break to level 80, and then obviously the diamond BOGO. So if you want to buy one get one, it's up to you on that. And then all the events that are ending will be right here, so you guys can see that. And then for the update as well, on the 100th day anniversary update in June, we will be getting clear tickets and patrols, which is crazy. This is the new things that came out in JP, which is already coming to global. Knighthood boss battle, Enoch, I don't know how to say his name. Consecutive equipment draw, which is really fast, which is really good for us too. And then like platform links and stuff like that for the game. So today's video, as you saw it in the title and thumbnail, we're going to be talking about which units you guys should focus on level 80ing, because this is actually going to be very, very helpful. And it's going to be progressing you through the game much faster. So when it comes to like PvP, there's going to be certain units that you will want to level 80. Those are depending on what units you use for free for PvP. With me, there's certain units I will be level 80 because I know how well they work and what you need to do to get your CC higher as well for your team. So the first unit we're going to talk about is going to be the main big boy unit, is Esper. Level 80 him because he is going to be disgusting. He's a monster right now, and he's going to be a monster later on in the game. He's one of the best units in the game right now, and one of the highest dealing damagers in the game. So definitely work on him. Get him to level 80 if possible. If you guys can, awaken him to 6-star if you guys haven't already, or try to get his ultimate move higher up if you pull more dupes. Now, his banner has been gone for a while. I don't know when he will actually come back completely for a good rate up, because right now he's in the Lilia banner. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen my summons for it, unfortunately, but I know people have noticed that he is a 0.14% chance. So if you pulled him, great. If you didn't, just wait until he comes back. But he's going to be one of the main units you definitely want to level 80, because he is your highest dealing damage, even in PvP. So definitely look forward to doing that with him. Now, I do want to say this right now, because I want to say this beforehand. To get your units to level 80, it's the same exact, materials, stuff like that. Let's just say I'll go to Bond real quick. So when you limit break Bond, he would be level 75. Obviously, you need 3 SSR pendants. You would need 1 of the 6-star books. And then when it comes to the actual raid stuff, you're gonna need 30 of the ears. You need 30 of the ears. I'll put it on the side if you guys need a picture. You need 30 of the ears, right? And then you need to have 30 of the wings as well, which is gonna be annoying, but that's just how it's gonna be. You need 30 of the wings as well. So 30 of the wings, 30 of the ears. Once you have those, your unit will be level 80. So definitely look forward to that. Right now, if we go to where I think I only have, I have 141 ears and I have 162 wings. So I definitely need to do those more. Horns are the hardest ones to get, honestly, but it is what it is with that. But yeah, that's good for that part. So we're good there. I'll definitely be able to level 80 a lot of my units, so definitely look forward to that. But Esper is one of the main units you want to level 80. The next unit I'm going to say right now is going to be King. King in PvP is disgusting. As you can see, mine is level 66, and that's why he does some insane damage. His ultimate is just really, really good. So giving him to level 80 means his attack, defense, and HP will be boosted again, which he's going to even do obviously more damage. So he's focused on really heavily for me, and then having good gear on him, you'll do some crazy damage. I have to change this one to a SSR one, but I've been holding off on that one just because I've been trying to get more of the 5-star crystals. So he's good for level 80. He's good for PvP. He's good for PvE. He's good for any of the content that you're going to be looking forward to with him. So make sure he's one of the main focus units in the game, and he's a completely free to play unit. So definitely get him up to level 80. The next unit I'm going to say is the best unit in the game, in my opinion, is Gother. Get him to level 80, because same thing, same exact way with how King is. He's good for PvP. He's probably one of the best units for PvP. And then obviously PvE content as well. If you're going to be running other things as well, like if you're going through like boss battles, if you're going to be doing the guild bosses and stuff like that, this Gother is going to be very needed for level 80. Attack, defense, and HP are going to be pushed up again. Ultimate move, obviously, it's only 2-6, but if you guys do have more, go for it, because it's worth it. Get him to 6-star, obviously, and then you should be good with that. Now, I want you guys to know right now, that this is obviously one of the best units in the game. These are the units that you mainly will use for a team, which makes sense for you guys to level 80 them. So definitely get them when you can. And for the level cap, that's basically the highest so far, even in JP. I'm pretty sure JP will probably push it up until level 85 sometime soon, but level 80 is the highest so far, and that's going to be for a while. So these are the units that you will be focused on heavily. So Gother, King, and Escanor so far. I'm going to say this right now. If you love to farm properly in the game and you want to get it done quickly, there's a couple farming units you want to level up. I would say 2 right now. Hauser is very, very good for farming. Definitely get him to level 80 when you can, because his attack stats and all that is just crazy. He's an attack all unit for all of his cards, which is really great. He's good for PvP. I would say he's good for PvP if you're playing through geared, but ungeared he can. It's iffy with him. For geared though, he's crazy. If he has really good gear, he's insane. But for the SP dungeon, he's good. You can use him in the obviously training cave once it comes out. You can do that there as well. But he's good to get level 80. I would say Fawn is good to get level 80 because you can use him in PvP still. You can use him in geared, and he has an AoE attack, so you can use him for normal farming. So you can do that as well. If you wanted to level 80 another unit, I would say, honestly, this one's not even worth it in my opinion, but if you really wanted to, you could do Weinhardt or Weinheit, however you say his name. You can get to like level 75, 80 at most, because he takes SR pendants, so that's not as bad as SSR pendants, but I would say get him to level 80 if you really want a good farming unit, but that's good for that. The next unit I would say to get to level 80 will be Merlin. Obviously, coin shop units are the best units in the game, so they're worth level 80ing. She does insane damage from her 1-star skill. She has a perfect barrier, or perfect cube, so that barrier helps because more attack for her means more of a boost for that. And then obviously her ultimate does some pretty decent damage as well. She's good for PvP, and then for PvE content, she can be very helpful as well, depending on what you're doing. So she's super good. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She just does a lot of damage even with this card skill. Like, it's actually really helpful. And then because of PvP base, she's good for her passive. So keep her once you get her to level 80, keep her there, because obviously that's what you need for her. Next unit I'm going to say right now, people might say this might be wrong or right. I'm not too sure what you guys might think, but I'm going to say Arthur. Arthur as a level 80 on PvP will be very, very helpful. Super good unit. Obviously, when you have more stats, more levels, the higher the stats will be. So this unit will be getting much better. So I've been working on him slowly. I got him to 5-star. I need to get him to 6-star once I possibly can get those, and he would be 6-star. Now his second skill card is the best in his arsenal because of his boost and helps out his whole team. So if you run Arthur, and you can run Arthur, Gother, and I would say Escanor, and try that team if possible, see how that goes. Or you can try Arthur, Gother, and Gallon together. That team would still be really helpful as well. But the main thing you would really want to try is when the second Escanor comes out, because that's the team that you definitely want to try. But that's whenever that comes out. But for the units that will be coming out, you need to focus on getting them to level 80, because 1, the boost for them, and 2, because for PvP, you need to have higher levels, because if you don't, then you're going to struggle and you're not going to win any of your matches. So Arthur's a very, very good team. A unit on the team, so he's just really good. Definitely get him to 6-star and stuff like that. I have him 6-6 already, so I'm telling you, he's gonna be very, very disgusting for sure. So keep that in mind for him. The next unit I would say to level 80 is going to be Diane. So you can still run Diane in PvP because she is an attack all, and you can ult rush with her. So the more stats she has, the more damage she's gonna do. I only have her at 1-6, but she should be getting discounted sometime soon in the coin shop. So if you guys want to get her to 6-6, you can, I think, sometime soon. I'm not sure. Maybe she already passed and I don't remember. If you guys remember, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, she's gonna be very good for that, so definitely look into her for that. Level 80, she's good for PvP and for PvE content if you're just trying to quickly rush things out, which is really good for her. Other units, like I say, Guild Thunder would be good for level 80 because obviously he's a good buffer, so he's really good for buffing units as well, and then his passive is good for PvP, so he's good for that as well. So level 80 would be very helpful. Get him 6-star obviously if you can. The other units, I would say Galland is good to get to level 80. He's good. I'd say he would be very helpful. Some units I would say to get to level 80 would be like Bond. So this Bond, he actually does a lot of damage, especially because of this weak point. So because he has this weak point, his level 80, personally, I think it's worth it, and he's going to be very helpful for your training cave purposes. So some units like Bond, like this, they do really good damage by themselves, so he would be very, very good in training cave because of it. So I would say get him to level 80 because of that. His second skill is going to decrease skill ranks, which can be very helpful as well. And then his ultimate does extort, which is going to give you back attack and defense for 50%. So those units so far would be the units I would say to level 80. Actually, I would say Helbram too. Helbram level 80 because he's perfect for the Kingbrum team, so he'd be good for that. So the more stats for him, the better that team would get. So work on Helbram to level 80 because he's super worth it for PvP. But other than that, those are mainly all the units I would say to get to level 80. To focus on at least to level 80. I'd possibly say get Meliodas, this Meliodas, up to like level 70 at least, just because of his full counter, which would help a lot more because obviously more stats means more damage. So yeah, I'd say get him up a little bit as well, to level 70 at least. But those are the main units. I would have said Jericho, but she's basically like kind of fallen off. I mean, you could use her for guild boss. I guess that would work too for right now. But other than that, I mean, I would say she kind of falls off a little bit later for team usage, but her main thing would be like the high dealing damage, so that's where she lacks where she doesn't lack for the high damage when she does her ultimate. I would say, so this is where I'm gonna say Demon Meliodas does deserve level 80 because the amount of times you're gonna have to do the Howlix raid, him being level 80 will do more damage because of that. So that's the last unit I would say work on for level 80, because level 70 you can still get by. That's like not bad. As long as you have really good gear on him, you would be fine. Like I would run him this gear and he would be completely fine. So that's basically how I would go about it with this game. That's how I went about it in JP, and that's how I'm going to go about it for global. But this is basically like, this should be good enough for beating Howlix on extreme. But if you want to level him to 80, I wouldn't, go be mad about that. Like that's actually really good. But that's basically all the units I would say to level 80 if you possibly can. I know that's a lot of SSR pendants, but focus on the main units you guys would be using. If you're playing PvP and you use different teams, focus on getting those units to level 80. But if you want to focus on a team that would be very helpful, work on Gother, work on King for sure, get Esper up 100%, and then get Merlin up 100%. That's a really good, fantastic team there. But if you're looking for farming, get Hauser, Bond, Weinhardt up. If you really want to do that, then you can do that there. Then defensive units and units that will buff your units up, Guild Thunder, Arthur, and I'm pretty sure there are other units as well, but those are like the main two units that I give it. Well, you can give it to Helbram as well, but then if you want to work for PvP teams, get this Helbram up 100% for that toxic team. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, let me know in the comments below. Drop a like on this video, and of course grind out your raids because you need to have 30 wings and 30 Howlix ears to get your unit to level 80. So definitely do that once you possibly can. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Have a great day.